Okay, so now we have another example, but this example is equation ng hatag, di ba? Ganiha ato ang gi-try is ang example nga roots. So karon, what if the example is an equation, a differential equation? So will we know that this equation is repeated roots? So to check, you could use this formula, or if you factor this one, the output of this is a perfect square. So so start, you may check it that, di ba, sa ato ang distinct roots, dapat ang imuhang output ani should be greater than 0. But if that is a repeated roots, that should be equal to 0. So ang equation nato, di ba, this is our A, this is our B, and this is our C. Since our A is 1, kay what may number ani, so it is directly assumed that is 1. So A is 1. Okay? Then ang B nato, since this is the constant number, so this is our B. So ang B nato is 4. And our C is also 4. So 4 times 4, that is 16. 4 squared, that is 16. 16 minus 16, that is 0. Therefore, that is equal to 0. Then we could say that this given equation is a repeated roots. So, manay hint na to para makaibaw ta, okay, ang kinahanglanon nako ani repeated roots. Okay. So now, so that could help you. Okay? So to identify what case to use. So, from that equation, we will get the auxiliary equation, di ba? So, remember, y squared. So, auxiliary equation na to, so just replace y by r, kung d by m. So, y by r, so r squared. So, y, so r lang kay power 1 raman, first derivative raman. And 4 because this is not derived. Then, since this is f of r of y, so ba, kanunay dyan na siya, basta inganing case linear of y, na dyan na siya y ani, di ba? So y. So when you factor this one, we only need the f of r. Since y is equals to 0, kung factor ni mo na, ang usa ka factor is r squared plus 4r plus 4. Ang other one equals 0. Ang other one is y equals to 0. So, kanunay dyan na. Okay. So, since r naman gikinanglan nato or kining f of r or f of m kung unsa may auxiliary variable gi-use nimo, so r squared plus 4r plus r. Then we need to factor this one. So the factor of this is r plus 2 squared. Since if you multiply r times r, that is r squared, r times 2, that is 2r, 2 times r, that is 2r, that is 2r plus 2r, that is 4r, 2 times 2, that is 4. So even though you don't try to check it, mailhan na nimo na repeated root siya since ga balik-balik iyang roots. So duha ka roots siya kay squared man. So ang root niya is r is when you try to solve this one. Okay. Okay. So since ang r na to, no, r plus 1, plus 2 squared equals 0. That is the completing square. So we have r equals, r plus 2 equals square root of 0. R will be plus 2 equals 0. Square root of 0 is 0. R equals negative 2. So ang root nimo is negative 2. Ang mga root nimo is negative 2. That is repeated twice, di ba? Repeated twice na kay duha ka roots. So, or, di ba, the statement above, in order for you, if you identify the given equation is a repeated root, you could use this completing the square niya formula. Negative b over 2a. So, negative b over 2a, you could also use it in this case, as long as the equation is linear, a, b, and c. So, negative b, since ang negative b natin is 4, di ba? 4 to ganiha. So, if you could see our equation, our b is 4, and ang a natin is 1. So, 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So, negative bandaan. So, negative b over 2m ang formula. So, negative times 2 is negative 2, which is the same. Okay? So, since root is negative 2 and is doubled root, so doubled ang iyang root, therefore, the general solution is y, c sub 1, x 0. Yan naman ano. So, since duha ka root man na siya, so, ang usa ka root nimo r is equals negative 2 and r equals negative 2 kay squared man eh, di ba? Duha ka root man. So, since you have two roots, your y is equals to c sub 1, you know that is repeated roots, x 0, di ba? Star check 0 for the first root, a times the root times x plus c sub 2, x raised to the power of 1, kay mo increase by 1, a raised to the power of negative 2x. Therefore, your y is equivalent to c, x 0, x raised to the power of 0 is always 1. So, that is 1, e 2x plus c sub 2, x e raised to the power of negative 2x. So, if you can see, the answer is, if you can see here, the answer is the same. Okay? So, let's try another example. Okay. So, another example, but this example, if ganihan, no? Our example started with differential equation. You will know that this is differential equation since this is derivative. No? So, second order. So, d squared y over dx squared man eh. So, kini po dy over dx. So, since that is given differential equation, you will get the general solution. What if it is in reverse? The given is the general solution, okay? And you are tasked to find the differential equation. So, that's right. So, from here, you will know directly. So, 7, since 7, di ba? Here. Okay. So, since we have, I don't know, y equals 7 minus 2x plus 1 half e raised to the power of 4x. So, we know man, no? We know nga each part of this will represent a root, di ba? Will represent a root. So, you have y. So, di ba? Check this first. Okay? So, represent the root. So, check this first. So, 7. So, what siya x, wala siya e. Di ba? Kung wala siya x, wala siya e, pasabot, ang x is raised to the power of 0, ang e raised to the power of 0. Di ba? Okay. 0, e, 0, x. Okay. E raised to the power of 0, that is 1. X raised to the power of 0, that is 1. So, 1 times 7, that is 7. Di ba? Okay. So, next is the 2x. Kay baw man tanan na siya x. Pasabot ang x nato is the next root. So, next root. So, pasabot, kini siya ang first, kini ang second. So, kini de o kini is repeated roots. Pareha siya og roots. So, let's try kung pareha ba siya roots. So, if this one don't have e, therefore your e is 0, right? 1, di ba? So, this becomes 1, this becomes 2x. This becomes 1, 1, it returns back, di ba? Plus, this one. These don't have x, meaning, let me copy the constant, meaning, ang x ana is 0, di ba? Then, kini siya, ang e niya kay 4x man. So, karon, pasabot ang root ani, m is equal to, unsa may root? Di ba, ang root is kanang i-multiply sa ato ang exponential. So, therefore, ang root ani is 0. Nya, ang root aning usa is also 0 kanang i-multiply sa exponential. Nya, ang root sa ani is unsa man? Obviously, this 4. So, you will see really that this one is repeated. Why? Because the x0 is continued, added by 1. But here, it is cut off. So, kung nag-2 pa unta ni, kung napa ni x squared unta ni, pasabot, pareha na sila og mga roots. Pero, since this is ano man, di man ni mahitabo na mag-2 ni siya tapos kini 4, so di man na siya mahitabo. So, kung mag-2 na siya, dapat di siya, pareha po na siya og value ani. So, since nalahi ni, so obviously, kini di dyan na mahitabo nga mo lahi ni siya. Except if na siya further nga ano, na siya further roots. So, maibawan dyan mo na siya laing roots. So, then, since nakuha na nato ang root 1, root 2, ug root 3, so na tayo repeated roots na duha, hindi tayo distinct root. Usa. Karon, we will get the differential equation. Okay. So, di ba pagkuha nato sa root, di ba when we get the root, di ba unsa ang may buhaton nato? So, binali na siya. So, we have m, the root nato, m times m. Since this is 4, this is minus 4 equals 0. Kaya kung m minus 4 equals 0, m equals 4. M equals 0, m equals 0. Inganaon man nato na before nato makuha ang mga root niya, di ba? So, binalita og steps. Binalitag steps. So, from there, so, i-distribute lang nimo. M times m squared times this, you have m cubed. Minus m times m squared times 4. 4m squared equals 0. So, pasabot mo ni siya ang iyahang auxiliary equation. Since we know that in order to get a differential equation, so we will go back to the equation. So, m represents y, so y triple prime. Diba? So, this one is just your f of m equals 0. But, okay. Let me erase this one. Okay. So, since f of m equals 0, then we know that your m cubed minus 4m squared times y equals 0 is your f of m y equals 0. Diba? Kung mag-solve ta, diba ang usa daw is y is equals 0 tapos kiniraman ang kinahanglanon nato ano. So, pasabot pagbalihon nato moagi na puta times na po nato siya y. So karon go back, so this is cube. So atong equation is y triple prime minus 4 double prime. Unya, so may sunod. Okay, sorry. This is ano man dayon, m na siya. So d ang ato ang output dayon ni. So d. So that is d cube times y or kana sa lang, okay, kana minus 4d squared y equals 0. Okay. So let me stretch this one. Okay. So from here, so we have i-multiply the y. So na kay d cube y minus 4d squared y equals 0. Okay, kung dy, kung na siya d, kini-order naman dy, pasabot, derivative na siya. So therefore, you have d cube y over dx cube minus 4d, that is 4d squared y over dx squared equals 0. Okay? So, therefore, your equation is, your differential equation is d cube y over dx cube, or the third order, minus the 4 times the second order equals 0. Okay? So that's how you get